I'll see if they have any special flavored Dr. Pepper. I know you're trying not to drink Dr. Pepper, but maybe they'll.
Guys, I haven't had a Dr. Pepper all year long. Can you believe that?
I can, actually. You've been doing really good.
Yeah, I've been doing really good.
You know who else has been doing really good?
Who?
The Albany State softball team.
Yes, they have. We're just going to get to those highlights right now. The Rams taking on Talladega. They put up 19 runs in game 1. We pick up in the bottom of the second in the second game. Avery Fisher gets a piece of it. 3 at-bats, 3 hits for her. That one enough to bring home Ariana McKenzie and Abigail Jones. Same inning, 2 on, 2 outs. McKenzie nervous at the plate, but not nervous at all. That one goes over the wall. The Lady Rams scored 5 runs on 5 hits to open this one up. Fisher, she's ASU's leading hitter, 48 on the season, and a nice line drive right there. And then freshman Trenasia Parker making a name for herself. Her 31st RBI of the year, freshman to freshman. Ariana McKenzie scoring 3 runs today. And there's something special about that corner over there. Next batter, same place. Fisher, the same outcome. She scores. The Lady Rams roll 10-4. The final, a combined 29 runs over the series.
We've had a great year. We're in a good position. We're #1 in the East by 3-4 games, whatever it is. But we know all that can come tumbling down if we don't stay focused. So we're just trying to play one pitch at a time, practice one day at a time, see how good it comes out at the end.
Let's take a look at the SIAC East standings right now. Like Coach said, they're 3 games ahead of Savannah State. Then you have Clark, Fort Valley, which is actually where Coach came from, to ASU. Edward Waters all the way down there. They all actually lost to Edward Waters in one of the games of those series. And then they'll take on Allen this weekend in another series, the SIAC championship. Not series, championship, but in the series. So I actually spoke with Avery Fisher about how she liked to get a ring this year in the championship series.
Well, I know that I personally want it really bad, and I think everybody else does, especially the freshmen. They really want to do it for us seniors. So like I said, we really just want to stick together and hopefully get it done this season.
I had to give it, we don't have the video, but I had to give a shout out to my favorite umpire, Mr. Henry Hill. He caught this game today. He did a phenomenal job.
He's great. Every time I see him, he's always a good time. So.
Yeah, when I heard that voice out there, I'm like, I know that voice. He came over to speak to me, so super excited.
You're the one who did the story on him.
Yes, I did.
So you should be familiar with him. That's great.
Yes. Very nice man and a very extremely talented group of young ladies. We talk about the youth on this team, 16 freshmen and sophomores amongst this team, and they're led by 3 seniors of Avery Fisher, Brielle Thompson, and Ariel Reed. I think actually Avery Fisher was predicted to be first team this year, and then Ariel second team. If you're those 3 girls, after finishing in the Final Four last year, how bad do you want to go out with the ring?
I think it's always special to end, right, getting a ring. And I think when you have young players on your roster that want to get that for you, it kind of gets everybody excited. When you have a young team like this, I think this is good when you're talking long-term for ASU, but it allows those seniors to know that they're comfortable playing with those younger girls in this case. They are talented, they have a case to make for themselves, and they want to be able to start helping this program build into a powerhouse. And we were talking earlier about the run that they made last year. We didn't realize, I guess, how good it actually was. And now you add on to what they're doing this year, and you're really asking for something special down the stretch.
You talk about that run. They had more seniors last year than they do this year. All the underclassmen, what does that say about Coach to be where they are right now?
It speaks to his ability to recruit, right? And the girls not only coming in that are highly talented, but they're living up to that recruitment. And I think when you're in today's landscape of college athletics, it is really, really hard to keep players. And I think that's the next challenge, right? Can Coach keep them there because of how well they're performing? You know you're going to have other coaches, other schools that try to come and poach some of your talent, but with the success that they're having, that goes a long way in trying to keep those players because they want to win. And if you're winning at a school, it's hard to leave one school to go to another that might not be having the same success. So I think it speaks to what Coach has been able to do in the recruiting process, whether that's transfers, high school players, or otherwise. And it speaks to the character that he has and the program that he's trying to build.
You talk about Coach. Actually, after the game, the girls had a chance to run roll them in the second game. They won the first game 19-0. This one was 10-4. And so if they scored, I think we were about in the 5th inning. We were like, oh, they just need one more run. And they just could not get that 11th run to put the game away. And I asked Coach about it after the game. I said, how would you assess your team's situational softball tonight? And he was like, actually, well, down the stretch, we put in a freshman at first base, I believe, or sophomore at first base, a freshman at third base. And he was like, I want to get these girls some playing time. And he kind of spoke to me about that, about how last year down the stretch, it's like, you know, injuries and stuff, who's going going to be hot. And he said that down the stretch, he doesn't want these girls to not have any in-game experience. So how helpful is it to have these girls in this experience with hopes of making another deep playoff run?
It's invaluable. When you get young players experience, and especially in games late in the season, you never know when you're going to need them to call on them in a late moment stretch and to put them in games and maybe learn some of those situational baseball, softball things. It helps them going on. It gets them that experience, and then you're not so reluctant, or maybe even just kind of like, I don't want to put them in the game. You have trust in them. They can develop some confidence in themselves, and their teammates have trust in them well. So I think in games like that where you have a blowout, it's a good opportunity to get those girls some action, and they were able to do that today.
Yeah, let's take a look at the remainder of their schedule for this year. Actually, Allen University, they'll take on this wing in a nice doubleheader. So they end the month on a win, which is always good. Then they have Clark, GSW. That should actually be a good game.
Yeah,
Traveling GSW,
there.
yeah. Fort Valley, and then Trinity Baptist to close out the regular season before they head out to the tournament in Columbus, which we will definitely have coverage from as we head into next month.
Yes, ma'am.